all people.
In a world teetering on the brink of transformation, the echoes of ancient warnings resurface, painting a vivid picture of our times. The story begins with the fall of mankind, when Adam and Eve disobeyed God's command and ate the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden, Genesis 3. This act of defiance introduced sin and corruption into the world, setting the stage for humanity's ongoing struggle between good and evil. As we navigate the complexities of modern advancements and ethical dilemmas, the need for Jesus Christ's love and salvation becomes more pressing than ever. His sacrifice offers hope and redemption, a guiding light in times of uncertainty, urging us to turn away from self-reliance and embrace the eternal peace found in His grace. The days before Noah's flood. Before the Great Flood, the Bible describes a world filled with corruption and violence, Genesis 6 verses 5 to 12. This period was marked by widespread moral decay, but also by genetic anomalies. The sons of God, interpreted by some as fallen angels, mated with human women, producing a hybrid race known as the Nephilim, Genesis 6 verses 1 to 4. This genetic corruption, among other sins, prompted God to cleanse the earth with the flood. The Book of Enoch provides additional details, describing how the Watchers, a group of fallen angels, descended to earth and taught humans forbidden knowledge, including genetic manipulation. 1 Enoch 6-7. The Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish text, expands on the Genesis account, detailing how the Watchers corrupted humanity. Their actions led to the birth of the Nephilim, a significant act of defiance against God's natural order. This genetic manipulation and moral decay prompted divine judgment, resulting in the Great Flood. God's decision to cleanse the earth was a direct response to the widespread corruption introduced by the Watchers and the Nephilim. 1 Enoch 10. The ethical implications of genetic engineering. Modern genetic engineering, which allows for the manipulation of DNA to create genetically modified organisms, GMOs, echoes the ancient themes of genetic corruption. The ethical concerns around genetic engineering include the potential for playing God, creating designer babies, and the unintended consequences of altering the natural order. These actions reflect humanity's increasing reliance on its own wisdom and technology rather than on divine guidance. The Bible warns against human pride and the consequences of forsaking God's ways. Proverbs 16 verse 18. Human reliance on self versus God's ways. One of the central themes in biblical prophecy is the tension between human reliance on self and adherence to God's ways. Genetic engineering can be seen as an embodiment of this tension. By altering the genetic makeup of living organisms, humans are attempting to take control of creation, which can be interpreted as a form of rebellion against God's intended order. This mirrors the actions of the pre-flood world and the Watchers, suggesting a repeating cycle of defiance. Isaiah 55 verses 8-9. The rise of AI and genetic modification. In recent years, the rise of artificial intelligence, AI, has revolutionized various fields, including genetic engineering. AI algorithms assist scientists in decoding complex genetic sequences, predicting mutations, and even designing new genes. This technological leap has accelerated advancements in genetic modification, making it more accessible and efficient. However, this collaboration between AI and genetic engineering also raises ethical concerns. The potential for AI to enhance human capabilities and alter our genetic makeup mirrors the ancient stories of forbidden knowledge and genetic corruption. The reliance on AI and genetic modification underscores humanity's increasing dependence on technology rather than divine wisdom. Romans 1 verse 22. News on human pig genetic experiments. Recent news has highlighted groundbreaking experiments where scientists have successfully transplanted genetically edited pig kidneys into humans. These pigs have been genetically modified to delete certain pig genes and add human genes, making the organs less likely to be rejected by the human body. This research aims to address the critical shortage of human organs for transplantation and offers hope for thousands of patients in need. While the long-term viability of these transplants is still being studied, the initial results are promising. Thank you so much for coming this far. We appreciate your time. We hope you're encouraged in your faith. Please give this video a thumbs up if it's been helpful. Promotion of transhumanism. Transhumanism is a philosophical and intellectual movement advocating for the enhancement of the human condition through advanced technologies. Proponents of transhumanism believe that technologies like genetic engineering, artificial intelligence, and nanotechnology can significantly improve human longevity, cognition, and overall well-being. The movement envisions a future where humans transcend their biological limitations, potentially evolving into a new species known as posthumans. While transhumanism offers exciting possibilities, it also raises ethical questions about the implications of altering human nature and the potential risks associated with such technologies. The rise of violence, witchcraft, and drugs. Before the end times Great Tribulation, the Bible predicts an increase in lawlessness and the prevalence of witchcraft and drug use. Revelation 9 verses 20-21. Violence will become more widespread as people turn away from God's commandments and embrace a culture of rebellion. The Apostle Paul warns that in the last days, perilous times will come, with people becoming lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, and not lovers of the good. 2 Timothy 3 verses 1-5. This rise in violence and moral decay is seen as a sign of the approaching Great Tribulation, where humanity's rejection of God leads to increased chaos and suffering. Signs of the End Times. Jesus compared the signs of the end times to the days of Noah. Matthew 24 verses 37-39. Just as the pre-flood world was marked by genetic corruption and moral decay, some interpret modern advancements in genetic engineering as a sign of a similar departure from God's intended order. The creation of GMOs, cloning, and the potential for human hybrids are seen as echoing the ancient transgressions that led to divine judgment. Daniel 12 verse 4. The rise of the beast kingdom. Biblical prophecy speaks of a future where a beast kingdom will arise, headed by the Antichrist, also known as the man of sin. 2 Thessalonians 2 verses 3-4. This kingdom represents the ultimate rebellion against God, characterized by unprecedented technological advancements and moral decay. The Antichrist will deceive many, performing signs and wonders, and will establish a global government that seeks to control every aspect of life, including genetic modification. Revelation 13 verses 1-8. This rise of the beast kingdom is seen as a fulfillment of the prophetic narrative, where humanity's reliance on technology and rejection of God's ways culminates in a final confrontation between good and evil. The prophetic narrative. The prophetic books of the Bible, including Daniel and Revelation, describe a future where human pride and technological advancement reach a zenith, leading to a final confrontation between good and evil. Genetic engineering can be seen as part of this narrative, representing humanity's ultimate attempt to control and perfect creation without God. This hubris is often interpreted as a precursor to divine intervention and judgment. Revelation 16 verse 14. Restoration of God's order. Biblical prophecy also emphasizes the eventual restoration of God's order. The end times are not only about judgment but also about the renewal of creation. The moral and ethical debates surrounding genetic engineering highlight the need for humility and a return to divine principles. The eventual triumph of God's order over human defiance is a central theme in prophecy. 2 Peter 3 verse 13. In the times to come, Jesus Christ will return to judge all nations, holding them accountable for their actions and the ways in which they have tainted his creation. As prophesied, he will separate the righteous from the unrighteous, shining a light on the moral decay and corruption that have pervaded humanity. This includes the misuse of technology, genetic manipulation, and the widespread defiance of his divine order. Jesus' judgment will be swift and just, as he seeks to restore purity and righteousness to the world, ensuring that those who have tampered with his creation face the consequences of their actions. Revelation 19 verses 11-16. This final judgment underscores the necessity of turning away from self-reliance and embracing his love and salvation, which offer the only true path to eternal peace. In summary, genetic modification is seen by some as pointing towards the end of this age due to its parallels with the pre-flood world, its ethical implications, and its role in the broader narrative of human rebellion and divine judgment. The themes from the Book of Enoch and the Bible underscore the tension between human ingenuity and divine wisdom, suggesting that humanity's attempts to control and alter creation may be signs of an impending divine intervention. The ancient warnings serve as a guide, reminding us of the timeless truth that God's love and salvation are the keys to eternal life. In embracing Jesus Christ, we find the ultimate solution to the challenges of our age and the promise of a future beyond the end of this world.
Jesus Christ loves all people, all people.